Hi, I'm Barb with Fairway's First Team. Many people are kind of curious what happens when I want to apply for a loan, how difficult is it? But buying a home really isn't all that difficult. The process, once you get a couple of professionals involved, typically I have a realtor that assists you with the purchase end of it, and my job is to work on all the finances. But the home buying process and the becoming pre-approved for a mortgage are actually pretty easy. Today I'm specifically going to refer to the pre-approval process as it relates to my end of making that transaction happen for you. So once you have that desire to go out and buy a home, how does that happen? I mean, most people look online, they go, hey, what a great house. It'd be kind of cool if we could buy that. Well, why would you go shopping without your wallet? So many people have it kind of backwards. So if you're out shopping for a home, but you haven't gone through the pre-approval process, how do you know that you can afford it? How do you know that, what the payment's going to be? Is that going to be the right payment for you? The biggest thing that I can tell you is pick up the phone, give us a call, have that conversation with us so that we can kind of find out what your goals are, so that we can look at you from a financial perspective to see if in fact that home is going to be the right fit for you on the financial end of it. But basically the home buying process is you fill out, you talk to a mortgage professional like myself and my team. We'll kind of guide you through what we think that'll be. And then after we have that discussion, we'll go through and have you actually fill out the application. Name, your personal information, Social Security, your current place of employment, your current residence. There's a lot of information that'll go in there. And then after we take the actual application, we need the supporting documentation. So we'll need copies of your driver's license, we'll need things like your bank statements, W-2s, taxes, other little items like that allow us to go through and build a complete package, because our job is to assemble that package, get a good idea of who you are financially, and then be able to, once you're under contract, to take that and submit that over to our underwriting team. So between myself, a loan officer assistant, and then a processor, we get all of that ready to be able to submit that. So part of a great experience is to make sure on the front end that we have a complete package. That will help avoid a lot of those delays, multiple asking for documents over and over again. We need this, we need that. By getting a complete package and getting that submitted for you, that will really help us in the process of streamlining that. So once we go through and we get the complete application, we get your supporting documentation, then you go out and you go home shopping. What a fun time. Get to dream a little bit, get to go through multiple houses, how does this look, how does that look, you see them online. But a big integral part of that is having the right realtor. Myself and my team, we've worked with multiple realtors in the past, and there are some good ones out there and there's some that are not so good. So take your time and find a good realtor. Ask around. Reputation is a big deal. Referrals are a big deal as well. We can always send you a list of names of realtors that we work with in the past. So now you're pre-approved, you've got the realtor, you've got an idea of what you want, you go out and you go home shopping. So important out in today's market, especially with it being tight with low inventory, you have to have that pre-approval letter in hand before you go shopping, because if you walk in the door and you like it, you need to make an offer. But again, that's between you and the realtor to make that decision. I'm just telling you what the market is. So with that pre-approval letter in hand, that offer written up, get it submitted, and hopefully you can win that bid. Once you win that bid, you go into contract. Then at that point, that contract comes back over to me and my team, and we get to work. So we take all that supporting documentation, we take the purchase and sale agreement that you have now signed with the seller, and we go through and start the process. You do a home inspection. Once you're satisfied with that, you give us the green light, we can order the appraisal. Appraisals usually are right now with today's economy, with the COVID stuff going on, they're anywhere from 7 business days up to 20 business days if you're in a remote area. So that could factor in on the closing time. If we have a complete package, remember earlier I said that with that complete package on the application, that makes our job easier and quicker to get done. We can close in 30 days. And in today's market, that's pretty rare. We were just told that some of the local banks are 90 and 120 days to close on a loan. Wow, that is a long time to ask a seller to wait. So if you can get a team that knows what they're doing, be able to get all that information on the front end, get that purchase and sale agreement, there's no reason why you can't ask for a 30-day close. So again, that's with making sure that we get everything lined up and get it done properly for you. But that's yet another reason why the seller would pick you over another offer. So we have the application, we have the purchase and sale agreement, you've gone through the home inspection, we order the appraisal. The appraisal is basically where we go out and have a third party, independent third party go out and look at the home, compare it to what's in the marketplace and come up with a value. So as long as that value is above or at whatever your offer price was, we're good to go. So we've got the appraisal ordered. In the background, all of the underwriting starts to happen. On the first submission, we go through and they look at it, they look at the entire package and say, hey, this makes sense. Then typically, once we get that initial approval back, there'll be some conditions. So we'll notify you, hey, the following items are things that we need to make sure that we can take care of. And it happens on every loan. There's always going to be conditions on that first go around. So once we gather those and get them back in, the appraisal comes back in, we submit that into underwriting for the final approval. Once we get the final approval, you get what's called a clear to close. Basically, your loan is approved and you are just waiting to go to the closing table. So that's what all that stuff, and my team, we're really busy making that happen. Once we get that clear to close, then you get what's called a CDR closing disclosure. And that's where it lists out all of your costs associated with the loan, the terms of the loan, the payments, all that other fun things. And you go through and acknowledge that, and then we schedule the closing. Here comes the great part. You go closing, sign off, bring in whatever money is required according to the closing documents, and they'll go ahead and fund and record typically the very next day on a purchase. And with a team of professionals like what I have over here at Fairway, it makes it so nice and so easy. We're really good about communicating, making sure that not only you, but your realtor and the seller's realtor, making sure that everybody's kept in the loop. That, with careful coordination with title, makes it a great experience. So if you want to learn more about how this process works and how it can be applied to you and to maybe even get pre-approved, reach out to us today and let us have that discussion with you and get you on the road to being a homeowner. Thank you.